welcome to the RIP 28 podcast. This is the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. I am your loyal host, Slider Sports Guy. And as always, we start off with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? C-Nez in the building as always, man. Let's get it popping.
And then we have the one and only, your favorite coach, Primetime Brown. What's going on, LBC?
What it do? It's your boy, LBC the GOAT, a.k.a. Primetime Brown, baby. Let's go where the money go.
Must be the money.
Must be the money.
Speaking of money, ain't nothing but money down in the bottom. It's Cobb. What's going on, Cobb?
It's not in the building. What's up, fellas? Chance smoking a black and mild tonight.
Hey, man, you know,
He was just like that black and mild, too.
Hey, y'all already know that was my line name when I crossed city.
Black and mild.
I wouldn't tell nobody that.
I wouldn't tell not a soul. I wouldn't tell nobody.
Don't hate on that.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Everybody know now.
Hey, Sly, we gotta stop calling her S. Dot. She S comma. She got commas and
Commas.
Comma.
Fuck up some commas.
Yeah, that's what she got.
Whatever.
So we gotta call her by her proper name. S comma.
Don't follow us up.
And then dot at the end. And
then
then dot at the end. Cause you know, she ain't even got no number zeros at the end. So we good, Sean. It's all good, baby. We proud of you.
Whatever.
I'm curious, man. Well, I'm curious. Well, before I talk about my curiosity, man, you know what we got to do, what we always do, man. We tell the people how they can get to us, man. Because we're all over, man. You know, we're a national program, an international program, man.
There you go.
And we told you what, last month we had people in Africa watching us, man. We picked up 6 new subscribers in Africa, in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, it was 6 new subscribers, man.
Shaba.
We even got Zamunda and we even got Zamunda and Wakanda on the team.
We got them all on the team.
That made me want to holler, Shaba.
My goodness, it is you. I cannot believe it.
We had a nice European following, but I wanted to step up to my people. I wanted to give back to my people. So I was glad we got some African followers in there. But check this, man. Where can they find us at, Bron? If they want to find us.
Any way they see, but they got Twitter, Facebook, Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor. We got the Castbox. We got Google Podcasts, YouTube, Pocket Cast. There's no reason that you shouldn't have us tuned in, man, every week. Because we bring the heat to you.
We bring the heat, man. We bring the heat. That's what we do, man. We bring
and they get to see S comma every few weeks.
Every few weeks.
Now you messing up S comma.
Yeah, commas. Excuse me. She got two. I got to give her comma. My bad.
We just
y'all play too much.
We just multi-thousandaires. She multi-millionaire.
Y'all play too much.
Hey, and that's if we put all our money together. But you know what she called us? We said what? S commas.
She said we broke it.
We are the local brokies.
And we count my pockets.
We tried.
I like y'all anyway, though. I love y'all anyway.
We tried to hit Shauna up around the Thanksgiving break. Shauna says, "You peons, I'm in Puerto Rico on the beach.
Tell her what she really said.
You regular
what she said.
I said I'm working.
No, you did not. That's not what you said.
I said I'm working.
She said a queen never adjusts her crown for
peasants.
I'm pretty sure I've never called myself a queen or talked about a crown or call anybody a peasant in my life.
I think I have. Well, let me pull it up
Prime
right
time.
here. Let me pull it up in our group chat.
What are receipts, prime time?
Hey, Ron said, let me check my Palm Pilot.
Let me check my pilot.
What,
The
what
Blackberry.
up, Nat? We got Nat out in the comments, man. Check this, man. Check this. We need to. The problem is on the Rip 28 podcast, we try to find something to talk about every week. But this week is kind of hard. Ain't nothing really going on, man. Ain't nothing. Anything happened this week?
It's a lie.
Man. Listen
Anything
here.
happened?
What's that
I
dude's
think-
name?
I
Neon.
think
Neon.
his name Prime Time Neon Deion Brown. Oh, Sanders. He had a big move, man. I think that's kind of big.
Somebody online said they knew that man wasn't 10 toes down for HBCU.
Oh, you hear it in the background.
They said they knew he wasn't 10 toes down.
Oh man, but his team told you that. Even his son say, "Pops, you ain't 10 toes down." And look what happened. But man, can you blame him though?
When you lose 2 though, you remember he minus 2 toes. Anyway,
Yeah, minus 2 toes.
Yeah, he's like, I can't be 10
He can't be
toes.
10 toes down. He told him I'm 8.
He said, I can give you 8. I can't give you 10.
Still
Check
wrong.
this, man. I guess everybody has heard, everybody knows. Deion gone. Deion
He
said
gone.
peace.
he gone.
Coach Prime threw up the deuces and said he's out of here, going to Colorado, where there's snow on the mountain and green in the fields.
He high stepped all the way to Colorado.
Hey,
Like,
but check this out. He's already got a 4. Hey, you can't let them toes hit though. You let them toes hit, he'll be missing another. He'll be 6 toes down.
Now my question is,
but can you blame him though as a coach? Right now, I'm loyal to my girls. I'm loyal to my football team.
Until you ain't.
But does that mean I have to stop my growth and my opportunities? Because when they leave, if they make it to the pros, they might come back, they might not. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no guarantee they gonna come back and be around. I just feel like Deion, he stood up to what he said. He said, I'm gonna bring notoriety to the HBCUs. I'm gonna show you all the good stuff that's here. He brought light to the HBCUs that not many people could. You got Eddie George. How many people is interviewing Eddie George outside of Tennessee?
You bring up a real good point about what Deion said Deion's gonna bring. It was an article on HBCU Game Day, and these are some of the things Deion said he was gonna do. Deion said he was gonna bring a SWAC championship to JSU. He brought 2 of them.
He ain't just do that. It's undefeated SWAC championship.
Deion also said he gonna build up the facilities at Jackson State.
And did.
He built up the facilities. He said he's going to bring high-profile recruits to Jackson State.
Which he did.
He did.
He brought the #1 kid that decommitted from Florida State and came to Jackson State.
He also said he was going to fill up the stadium. Now, here's the thing about Jackson State. Jackson State has always led the SWAC in a lot of 1AA, FCS. He's led Jackson State has always been in the top 5 in attendance. But what they were doing, they were usually averaging around 28,000 a game. Deion put in his contract for every person over 30,000 who get in that stadium, he gets a percentage of the gate. He gets a cut of the gate for every person over 30,000. Now, the last 4 home games they had at Jackson State, they averaged over 55,000 people.
Wow.
So the man,
I didn't know their stadium was that big.
Huh?
I said, I didn't know their stadium was that big.
Yeah, they play an older stadium. It seat like 60,000 people. It's an older stadium. But
so here's go ahead. I'll wait you finish.
Nah, he said he was gonna do 4 things. He did all 4 of them. He said he was there for a good time, not a long time.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. And this is, I find this to be fascinating, right? Because I think a little bit of it is we're seeing how, for lack of any better term, territorial Black folk can be, right? You're mine, it's mine, and a lot of times Black folk want you to stay and suffer with them. And I use suffer, not saying that he was suffering. I'm just using that word for lack of any better term.
We get it.
So I also look and I say, and I think Deion mentioned this when he was talking about leaving, that 4 Black coaches have been fired in FBS this year. None of them so far up to that point have been replaced by a Black head coach. We talk about how few Black head coaches there are in Power 5 conferences. And when he gets an opportunity, people are shunning him for taking advantage of that opportunity. And I don't know who wants to be in a position where you don't want to take advantage of what's next, right? You don't want to advance as you see advancing is, not as I see advancing is, because it can be completely different for me. But now he's got the opportunity to go to a Power 5 school. He's probably going to bring some of these young men from Jackson State with him, because now they don't have to serve a year resident. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I don't begrudge people from taking advantage of opportunities that they think are best for them. I don't know what God said to him. If God said go, then he going, you know. But
Hey,
we real judgy. People be real judgy about this.
This my issue, and you just brought it up right there, man. Deion preached all of this. God said I needed to be here. God said I need to be here. God changed his mind in less than 3 years. Hell, Jesus had worked 3 years. Jesus just did 3 years worth of work, then he died. So my thing is, Prime couldn't even do 3 years like Jesus. Jesus put in 3 years. Prime, can you put in? Give me 3, Prime.
Hey.
Prime gave you 3. Three good ones.
Willie Taggart was fired after 2. These schools
Really
gonna let you go
after 1 too.
that part. These schools gonna let you go when they want to. This is
Right.
you can't tell somebody how long they gotta stay someplace to be impactful.
And I don't think it's him leaving for white per se. It's an opportunity. Does that mean he has to stunt his growth and stop trying to progress up the ladder because
he can't win no national championship?
HBCU?
He can't.
I don't know.
He can't compete for a national championship there. So
technically he can compete. He can compete for a 1AA national championship. I'm sorry.
The national
championship.
FCS national championship. But it's not. But that's a whole nother thing, because it's not financially feasible for HBCUs to even compete in the playoffs. They make more money playing in the Celebration Bowl and playing the games that they in their conference championship than they ever would in the playoffs, because they don't really make that much money in the playoffs.
I just wish someone would talk about the momentum that he's created in the SWAC, which I think then translates to the MEAC. Like, he's built momentum there that now Ashley Robinson is that as the AD at Jackson State got to build on that. Ashley, go find the next thing, Ashley. Go find the next coach who's going to do this for you. And I think it's tough to say that the man didn't do anything when he has College Game Day coming to a SWAC.
Jackson State.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
College Game Day been the FAMU before. It ain't the first time going to a black.
You said first. I didn't.
But my problem with Deion, I'm not going to begrudge anybody, man, woman, boy, girl, child, or grown up, for going someplace and getting more money. I'm not going to get mad at anybody for getting more money. But what he preached from the beginning, he preached, I'm here to help build up HBCUs and show the kids that you don't have to go to a PWI to get to that next level, to get to the NFL. I'm here to get you to the NFL and to make your life better. He said out of his mouth, he wanted to go back to the olden days where the black talent played at black schools. And the first chance he got, he dipped out to the white.
Well, hold on.
You think that's the first chance he got?
Think this is the first chance? We
The
don't know
second
that
chance.
this man. We don't know what jobs this man done turned down.
He turned down TCU last year. TCU.
Okay, so then you just refuted your own statement. This ain't the first.
Well, that's not the first chance. The opportunity that came up, he jumped on. TCU wanted to hire him last year, but they wanted him to leave before Jackson State season was over with, and they wanted him to leave and come full time. And he said no, he wanted to finish out the season. What he's doing now, what Colorado gave him the opportunity to do, to finish out the season. But he preached, "I'm here for black folk," and as black people, you kind of get tired of people using you as black people to build yourself up. And when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl.
But he been on, Deion been on before he went.
Not as a coach. Not as a coach.
So he absolutely had to go to get the opportunity for a Power 5 job.
Yes.
Because he had never coached at that level. I'm acknowledging that. But so let me ask you this then, Sly. What's long enough? Does he have to stay through a whole class? Does he have to stay 10 years?
At least give me one class. At least give me 4 years, at least. But if you are preaching, if you are telling everyone that I am here to increase HBCUs and to show kids that they can go to a HBCU instead of going to a PWI, and you leave when the PWI say, "I'm gonna throw that money at you," he was never there for the money, because the money was also, he gave away, I think he gave away what, 50% to 75% of his salary to his assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
he don't, and let's be real, he probably doesn't need the Colorado money.
Right.
Probably
but
does.
the thing, but
he don't need the Colorado
say
money.
$5 million, I don't need you.
Check this out right here. But if he would have stayed for another year through that recruiting class, all that would have did was prolong this conversation we having. That's all it would have did, because people still would have said, "Man, he left the black school to go white." Like Shauna said, how can we determine what's enough time for somebody else?
My thing for me, and this is just for me personally, if he would have stayed through that first recruiting class, and he would have won the SWAC, because he was going to dominate the SWAC. The athletes that he had and the coaching staff to that, because remember, Deion's not a coach. Deion's a CEO. He's a CEO. He put the right people in place to coach and call the X's and O's. Deion is a master motivator. He
definitely runs his team like a professional team.
Yes, he learned from Bobby Bowden, who was not a coach. Bobby Bowden wasn't a coach, and he learned from Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson wasn't an X and O coach. He had the right people in place. And so what he did, he took those people, and he was going to dominate the SWAC for the next 3 years. He was going to dominate the SWAC. And what I personally would have loved to see, I would have loved to see him dominate the SWAC, win 2 Celebration Bowls, and then jump into the FCL playoffs. And because by that time, he should have those linemen that he needs. Because like Brian said earlier in the comment to Michelle, that the reason he didn't play any D1 schools, because he ain't had them horses in the trenches. You need them big corn-fed boys from Nebraska and Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. You need them big offensive linemen out there to go and challenge somebody. You won't challenge.
Well, and he also his reasoning, what he said, right? Since everybody talking about what he said it was because that wasn't necessary. Because you go out there, they schedule these money games. We whip up on y'all 63-0. Your confidence is shot. Everybody come back battered and bruised, and we got enough. We got money to fund the rest of the department for the year. So he was like, "We don't need to do that. I'll help fund the department for the year."
Man, y'all really got to think about it like this, though. All right, Deion did what he did. Who in their right mind wouldn't do the same thing? Well, it ain't about coaching. Think about your job.
Well, but what you're saying is opposite of what Deion said. I would do it because I'm not Deion.
He's not altruistic at all.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know what altruistic means.
She said a word I don't know. I'm about to say, what that mean?
I'm honest enough to admit I don't know what it means. But Deion came in the way he came in preaching. He came in preaching that I want the kids to see the HBCUs not as a place to go if you can't get into a PWI. I want them to see the HBCUs as a first choice. And that is my problem. If you're preaching HBCUs as a first choice, and then you both, when a Power 5 school comes at you and throws the Brinks truck at you, and here's the thing, Coach Eddie Robinson at ASU, hindsight tells us he was right. Deion ain't swag. Deion ain't swag. He was right.
Swag, he's swag.
Look, I'm sitting here thinking Eddie Robinson dead. Who is he talking about?
That's Eddie Robinson. That's the name of the coach, Eddie Robinson.
Yeah, I know that, but it took me 2 seconds. It took me 2 seconds because, like somebody said, you ain't even the real Eddie Robinson.
fake Eddie.
But the
he
man
ain't even related
right.
to the real Eddie.
The man was right. Deion ain't swag.
Man,
And
tell me somebody else. Tell me another coach that could have did for the swag in HBCU what Deion did.
Yeah, he did put
So he gave of himself. Nobody's talking about the selflessness that Deion had. If he came in tripping, he could have said, man, if y'all can't pay me this, I'm going PWI. He never said that. He gave away 3/4 of his salary to his assistant coaches to make sure he could bring them on.
You're not gonna convince people that you right about this.
I just want them to see it. Like
they're not gonna see
all
it.
They talk
they're not
about
gonna
is
see
the negative things of him leaving.
They won't see it.
He gave of himself.
They won't see it. Folks want you to. Folks want you to be there. They want you to be there and stay there till they ready for you to go. So you have two losing seasons and they ready to fire you.
Hey, but check this out. But these the same black folk that didn't show up. Well, some of the same black folk that didn't show up for Benedict when they was in the playoffs at home on a record-breaking season.
Yeah.
But we gonna holler and say black this, black that, and I'm all black. Don't get it twisted. But we gotta be fair all the way around. You gotta be fair all the way around.
They take.
I mean, am I right or wrong now? Tell me,
the folks
you called the game, right? You called the game, Sly?
Yeah, I was there at Benedict. I was pissed off.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the crowd.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
That's what I said. I was pissed off. Benedict at their home. I call their homecoming and then the conference championship game. Benedict's homecoming. They had more people outside than they had inside the stadium. Then they had a fucking undefeated season playing in the conference championship game. The conference championship game, Benedict Stadium holds about 8,000 to 10,000 people. They hold about 8,000 to 10,000 people, and they might have had 2,000 people in that. And it was on a weekend that Carolina didn't have a home game. Clemson was an off week that week. Clemson was an off week. And they still could barely put 2,000 people in the stand. So all them everybody on my timeline, every black person on my timeline from Columbia who's sitting up there pissed at Deion leaving, I don't want y'all to say nothing. Y'all can show.
I mean, I can understand the people at Jackson State being mad. I don't understand all these other people being mad.
Chance, they're what we're seeing is this entire community, everybody who is somehow affiliated with to an HBCU, they all take this personally. So it's one of those you might as well have turned your back on all of us. So that's why the FAM grads and the Southern grads and the Alcorn State grads are feeling like this because they take this personally.
Did they really think he was gonna stay there forever? Like what coach stays anywhere forever? Nobody.
Especially now, when you, like Shauna said, after 1 year, boy, they looking for your replacement.
I go back to we talk about these farce searches that schools do when looking for head coaches, and we're gonna bring in, we're gonna take the Rooney Rule out of it because that's trash. But in these college searches, these farce searches, where we're gonna bring in somebody just to say we interviewed a minority candidate, and we're gonna complain about the lack of coaches, Black head coaches in Power 5 schools, but we want them to turn down jobs, whoever it is, to tell someone don't take the job because you weren't at your last job long enough. Who crying the banner? Who crying because Lincoln Riley left and ran to USC? Where those folks at? Ain't nobody care.
Like
Ain't nobody care. Lincoln
Yeah.
Riley was like deuces, and everybody was like, okay, we got Brent Venables next. Who up? That's just what it is.
It's crazy. I don't understand.
Well, let's go down some of these comments, man. A lot of people in the comments. Michelle sitting up here said, what she said. Let's go down from the top. Michelle talking about FAMU back on top of the SWAC. Now, no, FAMU is not on top of the SWAC. FAMU will be a loser for the next couple of years. They can't beat Alabama State. They can't beat, there's a couple other schools.
Whoa, don't do fam like that. They're my people.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Simmons is
you
cool.
Know, you know that's my fam.
Y'all Clemson, but
Willie.
no, Michelle. No. Who else out here, man? We got a lot of people in the comments, man. I'm sorry, I can't read all y'all comments.
Hey, in the words of Kanye, what he say? This week you mop the floors, next week it's the fries. You got to move up. Yeah, why you gonna stay there? I mean, I understand being at HBCU, but you always trying to go to that next level of competition, and that's what he want to do. I mean, if you're a coach, you want to do that.
But Chance, though,
he ain't say forever.
But his statement was he wanted to put HBCUs. More important, he wanted to put State on that next level.
He did.
I wouldn't have had a problem if he
Jackson State didn't even get an invitation to the FCS playoffs.
Well, no, that's because they didn't want to go. That's because it was a known fact they wasn't going. That's all that was. Like
known by who?
Last year they didn't get an invitation.
No, they didn't get one this year.
FAMU got the invitation to the playoffs last year.
We're in this season.
I know, but what I'm saying is Grambling and Southern never get an invitation to the FCS playoffs because Grambling and Southern are playing their games on the first week, playing that game on the first week of the playoffs. Jackson State, it was known Jackson State was going to the Celebration Bowl, so they didn't give it to them. Last year, it was known Jackson State was going to the Celebration Bowl, so they gave the invitation to FAMU. They gave the invitation to FAM, and that's why FAM went to the playoffs last year, with FAM having lost 3 conference games or something like that. I think they have an automatic bid. I think the SWAC has an automatic bid.
So explain this, because all right,
I think
they was undefeated.
Y'all gonna have to cue Mike Tomlin for me on this one right here. We do not care.
But explain this.
We spend a lot of time talking about somebody who don't know us, don't care less, or could not care less about our opinion, and folks are really feeling a way about this.
Hey, but explain this to me, Sly. So you can win the championship, all this, and say, "Nah, I ain't going to the playoffs." You just go to the bowl game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. It is different for HBCUs, and you will see if you can pull up go and Google first round attendance, because it was a meme that was floating around. If you Google first round attendance for the playoff games, nobody had more than 10,000 people at the playoff game. Some of them, because it's the first round is a holiday for the students. It's Thanksgiving weekend. It's a holiday. Nobody's on campus. So what happens if you're a HBCU, it's not financially feasible. Like Grambling and Southern plays their game at the Superdome during the first week of the playoffs. They have 60 to 70,000 people in that stadium, in the Superdome that weekend. They will make $1 million a piece just that one weekend. So Grambling and Southern will never go to the playoffs. They'll never go to the playoffs. Now, they play the conference championship game. They're going to make money for the conference championship game. They played it this week, and that's the second week of the NCAA FCS playoffs. So they're going to make more money in the conference championship game than they would make playing in the playoffs. So that's why the HBCUs rarely, you will rarely see the best HBCU go to the FCS playoff.
Hey, nobody talk about this either. You know, Jackson State is in Jackson, Mississippi, right? They had this water epidemic. Who wanna live there? You can't even drink the water. You can't even take a bath in that motherfucker. You can't. Like, I got partners that live there, and they were like, we had to boil our water just to take a bath.
Well, here's
I ain't doing that.
Here's one of the issues that I can see Prime using it as a reason for leaving, is because of the conditions in Jackson and also the crime rate in Jackson. Somebody was actually murdered on the campus yesterday. Somebody was actually murdered on the campus yesterday. And then they were doing Instagram videos like 2 weeks ago. Somebody broke into their cars. They broke into his son's cars and stuff like that. So now if you want to use crime
happens on every college campus. Not murders, but crime happens on every college campus.
And here's another thing though, that a lot of people don't want to admit. Most HBCUs in the hood anyway. Most HBCUs are
most colleges in the hood. Cause that's the cheap land.
No, I wouldn't say that, Chief.
I ain't gonna say most colleges. No.
That's where the cheap land at. Well, Memphis ain't no HBCU, but it's in the hood.
Well, that's because most of Memphis is the hood, right?
Hold up. Yeah, 75%.
I know some people from Memphis.
But hey, I'm just mad because he ain't go to Memphis. I thought they was talking about him coming to Memphis, and then we didn't fire our coach, so.
Memphis
that wasn't a choice.
Memphis ain't in a Power 5 conference.
I was just about to say he would not go to a non-Power 5 school.
Yeah.
Hey, don't hate on my school.
That's not hate. That's a fact. That's not hate. That's the statement.
Hey, it's still a great school to go to, and you know they changing the playoffs, so they got an opportunity to make the playoffs now, the American Conference.
Okay.
Well, all right. Let me dispute.
Chance Quarterbomb said that Yale is in the hood.
Well, I've never been to Yale, so I couldn't. I ain't even waste my time walking by Yale, so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I ain't never walked by Yale, so. But truth be told, most especially public schools, a lot of the public HBCUs usually in the hood. It's usually in the hood. Private. I know private PWIs. It's rare you'll find a private PWI that's in the hood. That is rare. A private PWI is usually in the suburbs of the nice part of town. It is what it is.
I still say that 75% of schools in the hood. Like you say, the private PWIs, maybe not, but it's.
Chance, I'm not even convinced that you've been to that many schools to know that 75% of colleges are in the hood.
Hey, you got to put a number out there.
We just put any number.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay.
You sound like 45 making up numbers.
Okay, so say just take South Carolina, the state of South Carolina. If you can count every school in South Carolina other than the ones that's in the country, I guess.
Well, most schools.
How many are in the hood?
It's only 3 cities in South. There's only 3 major cities in South Carolina. So you take them 3 major cities and you look at the colleges in them 3 major cities. Look at we got 2 HBCUs, Benedict. Well, you got Voorhees, Claflin, Voorhees, Claflin, South Carolina State, Benedict. Benedict in the hood. Well, it's changing now. It's gentrifying.
Allen, you forgot Allen.
Same thing.
Right now,
Benedict Jr. in the hood. You know, I mean, well, the area is gentrifying. The area is changing. I don't know about Denmark Tech and Voorhees. I've never been there, so I can't tell you. In South Carolina State and Claflin and Orangeburg.
That's kind of
the hood. That's the hood. So they go your HBCUs in South Carolina. That in the hood, right there. Boom, we broke that down. In Atlanta here in Georgia, the whole AUC is in the hood. All four of them in the hood.
Hey, Sly, Tito,
Spellman and what you call it?
Hey, Tito Helper had a good comment. He said Deion laid the blueprint. They got to carry the torch from there.
Yeah.
I said that. Tito just got on. I said that.
Now here go. A couple of people said, check this out. Quarterbond said a lot of HBCUs are land grant universities. I guess so, but yeah. And they say most.
I guess so, but yeah.
Michelle said most HBCUs were built in predominantly Black neighborhoods. Yeah, that's true. They're built in predominantly Black neighborhoods. And so, you know, the quality of life kind of went down over time. But it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is.
That doesn't make them any less of a good education for the students. I mean, shoot, I went to Grand Canyon, and it's Grand Canyon University. They have gates around their campus because when you step outside the gate, it's hood. Now we also know it's a for-profit institution, but whatever.
Ain't nothing wrong with the hood. We love the hood.
But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with the hood. But what I'm saying is, Deion, if he wanted to use that as an excuse, that would be a valid excuse. But he ain't. Well, I'll be honest, Deion ain't even giving no excuses. Deion just saying shit.
No, it's a wrap. Again,
wow.
it baffles me that people are so invested in what this man is doing.
Now the only issue I got, I thought he was gonna go to South Florida because it was like 3 or 4 schools that offered him. I was like, you know, that's where he's from.
If that man go back to Florida, he's going to Florida State.
That's
I'm convinced.
But
I'm convinced. FSU. I'm talking South Florida. If that man goes back to the state of Florida, coach, I'm convinced he's gonna be Florida State. He waiting on Mike Norvell. He's waiting on Mike Norvell to slip up. If he can do it at Colorado, he'll prove that I can do it at this level. When Mike Norvell stubs his toe, they're like, let's go to one of our own, but they wouldn't hire him directly from Jackson State.
So would you take that and be like, all right, so I've been wanting this job forever. Y'all said no. And now after Norvell mess up, now you want me now. Would you take it?
And here go the thing, man.
Well, pride he got his job at Colorado because somebody else messed up.
Well, pride is a funny thing. Pride is a funny thing because you might have pride on Deion's side saying, I'm not going to come there after the way y'all treated me when I went to Jackson State. And you may have pride on Florida State side saying, no, we ain't going to take you because we still bitter about you going to Jackson State. Because, you know, technically, Deion's whole college coaching experiment was because he wanted to be an assistant at Florida State. That's how this whole college coaching experiment started. He wanted to be an assistant at Florida State, but they would not hire him on as an assistant. So then that's when he got his degree and Jackson State came into the picture. That's how his whole college experiment started, just trying to be an assistant at Florida State.
That facts.
So yeah, and you know, who is that? Talking Nora Nance. He got his name spelled backwards. and talking about I'm giving JSU too much credit. I'm giving JSU a lot of credit because they stepped up to the plate and they hired a man, and they had the vision to hire a man, the hire a man who had no real head coaching experience. He coached at Prime Prep, a school he started. You know,
And fold. Didn't they fold? Didn't
and
Prime
fold
Prep
because
fold?
of financial issues. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm a little hurt that my man left, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you who else hurt.
Who that?
Want me to tell you who hurt?
Who hurt?
Them Good Morning America folk.
Oh.
My bad. Is it too
TJ.
soon?
TJ Holmes and Amy Robach.
Is it too soon?
No, it ain't too soon.
It ain't too
So
soon.
Deion ain't the only one catching flack. Deion just catching it from the black community. So
Hey, but
all
they
these
had
black people.
they had them on there the next day, like they wasn't breaking the internet the night before.
The show must go on.
Robin Roberts ain't even come to work. Robin said she ain't want nothing to do with none of them.
Y'all gotta explain this one to me.
Okay, well, here we go. Let's talk about it. Married ABC News anchors had an affair, but won't face network discipline as the relationship becomes public. An extramarital affair between two ABC News anchors has dominated tabloid coverage in recent days. But the Disney-owned network isn't going to punish TJ Holmes and Amy Robach for alleged infidelity. What ended up happening, somebody found, not found, they were pictures, paparazzi posted pictures of them two going on a vacation to an island, getting out of here and holding hands, snuggled up, riding together, arms around each other without their spouses, left their spouses at home. And my problem is, man, you know, you wanna mess with whoever you want to mess with. I mean, that's your problem. You won't cheat on your wife or cheat on your husband. But a couple of months earlier, TJ Holmes was talking the shit about your man, what's his name? Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
He was giving that brother hell. Well, he wasn't giving him hell, but you know.
He's a reporter. That's what he do.
Yeah, that's what he do.
Well, he gave Will Smith the business. He embarrassed us as a black man. How he do it, and now you out here with pictures of you smacking the white woman on the booty.
Mm-hmm. And he got a good-looking wife too, man. His wife
holding hands in an Uber together. Get out of here, TJ. It's always them light-skinned ones. It's always them light-skinned ones.
Them Jawan Kennedys of the world. The light skins. I'm just messing. I see Jawan out there watching.
Yeah, shout out Jawan.
But yeah, man, that's my thing, man. You know, when it comes to affairs at workplaces, it's kind of, if you break down the numbers and break down the amount of time, it's understandable where you would have workplace affairs go on, because technically you kind of spend more awake time at work than you do at home with your significant other. So, you know, it's a lot of times it's a matter of convenience.
What is
law of proximity? Law of proximity.
Law of proximity. So, man, he saw some coochie right next to him and he took it.
I'm actually impressed though that never came across. I don't watch GMA. I watch the Today Show to support our classmate. But I went back and watched, because I'm impressed that it never came across on the air or in any of their interactions. Because you know how sometimes you get a vibe when you watch people together. But in the videos that I watch, I can never say, oh yeah, he dipping into that pond right there. So I'm impressed that they were able to maintain such professionalism that nobody knew, because this ain't new. This been going on. And nobody knew until they got caught, because they got a little loose with it.
Hey, check this out. Terrence Quarterbomb said there are more work husbands than work wives.
Uh-oh. Because they don't want more than one wife. One wife is enough.
No,
because it's always a dude waiting to see what you gonna talk about. Is he gonna be like, oh, my husband ain't doing this, ain't doing that? They gonna take notes and they gonna be like, hey, I would never do you like that, baby.
She end up being that the shoulder to cry on, end up being the dick she sit on. What ended up happening, you know, in the
All the
workplace, man.
time.
Well,
It's the convenience. And check this out. What Aaron says, if I mess with someone in the workplace, it's a lawsuit and termination. Yeah. And you know, sometimes that should have happened if you try to take the pussy at work. If you try to take it, it might be a lawsuit.
I mean, some people don't care though. They live life on the edge.
yeah, well, I subscribe to don't ish where you eat. So what I'm not gonna do is get into workplace romance because that just turns messy.
I mean, say no dipping in the pond. Who said that? No, no
Aaron.
dipping in the pond.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey,
Here, coach.
Aaron. Apparently, you never.
Here, coach.
I said that, and Nora, you go on somewhere, Nora.
Hey, Aaron, you need to watch Key and Peele. Watch the Key and Peele skit. If you
Hey,
don't know what Aaron is.
hey, Shauna, you got a
I
comment
see Tito.
for you.
I
No,
see
I
Tito.
gotta read it. Tito said Shauna dipped off to grab her DoorDash from Applebee's. I
Tito.
thought she do it, Tito. That she don't get seen in Applebee's.
Tito,
She'll eat
I
it at
legit
home.
don't even know if I've seen an Applebee's up here since I've lived here. Let me Google and see if they got Applebee's up here.
Hey, we are
It don't matter to you, Shauna.
We
That's
are
closest-
public knowledge.
Look, the closest one to me, I think, is in Dorchester.
We're taking donations. You go ahead and hit us on the RIP 28. Hit us in our cash app. We're trying to get Shauna a date now. Shauna's single.
Wait a minute.
Wait
Wait a minute. When did this turn into
gonna
black
fly somebody out to you. We gonna flew them out. We gonna flew them out to you to take Shauna.
Not on y'all budget. Y'all flying them Spirit on y'all.
Hey,
you got to stop hating, man.
Yeah,
With our funds together, we can make it happen.
when we pool our money, ain't y'all still missing money? Ain't y'all still missing money?
Shauna.
Hit us up right here so we can go ahead and get this thing right for Shauna.
Shauna, don't lump me in with them brokies. I'm not doing that with them
Shauna, crazy.
brokies,
We trying to still get our bank account right.
Yeah, y'all still coming up short.
I ain't saying no names.
Y'all still coming up short.
It's just the math just ain't matching. The math just ain't matching.
Y'all about to put somebody on Frontier.
Yeah, no, I ain't saying no names.
Frontier get there. You get there the same time Delta do. You just can't have no baggage.
Boy, they got to layer up their clothes. Just put 2 outfits on top of each other. We can't pay for a bag.
Aaron talking about a 4 for 4 is a great first date. Nah, bro, she don't eat at Applebee's. I know she ain't going to Wendy's. She won't eat at Applebee's.
She might eat Wendy's before Applebee's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wendy's got the Frosty. I'm gonna eat a Frosty.
Ariana Trotter, shout out to you. We see you over there. Who else in here?
And they got that new Frosty, that peppermint.
Jaquana in the chat.
What up,
Jessica
Jack?
David?
My name is Jaquana.
You stupid Chance.
What's up with you?
How you doing?
Oh my goodness.
Don't let the doorknob hit you. What a good
You know
Lord
what?
said.
You know what? We talked about setting Shauna up on a date. We got my man Jay-Z Little out here. We might need to set you up with a counseling service for Jay-Z. So we can work on your mental state first and figure out what is this Applebee's block that you have. Who hurts you, Shauna? Who hurts you?
Applebee's hurt me. I actually believe in taking care of my mental health. So I have a mental health provider, and I will advocate that all folks who think that they need someone to talk to, that you reach out. It's not an embarrassing thing. And sometimes we need people to help us get through our problems.
What up, Big Al?
Big Al in the chat. Who we got out there?
See you, my boy.
What up, R? What up, R?
Kim might have should have spoke. She might have should have spoke when we was talking about the AUC being in the hood. That we could have got some. She's a proud Clark person. Clark Atlanta person.
Now Jay talking about he ain't messing with us. Nah, Jay, they can go back and see that you mess with the Rip 28 podcast, my boy.
We done ran your commercial. We start running this commercial. Now you don't want to fuck with us no more.
Yeah, that's
You done start running that.
I went to Columbia a couple weeks ago. The Applebee's gone on Broad River. It's a Mexican restaurant now.
Pond River on the Pond River.
Wait, the Applebee's gone?
You can go get you a taco now.
Yeah, that Applebee's
Prime,
big.
you don't care. You coach Prime against Applebee's, Shawnee. You don't care. You being pieced out on Applebee's.
She done pulled a Deion.
I did.
Said I ain't messing with Applebee's, man.
I'm not.
Man, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. But back we supposed to be talking about this extramarital affair at the job, man. Now, do you see the differences in the double standards and everything? The people at ABC, they're not going to face any type of penalty. But your man from Boston got suspended for the year.
ABC ain't got no moral clause. Disney ain't got no moral clause. Shot.
You know good and well Disney got a moral clause, but he wasn't boning the one of the owner's wives. That's what it come down to.
But we had already said that was gonna be the difference, though.
So y'all
and apparently both of them have been separated from their spouses allegedly for some time. I also didn't realize that her husband used to be on Melrose Place. I used to love Melrose Place. Her husband starred in that show.
I'm too black to watch that.
We ain't never watched that.
No, Melrose.
First of all, Sylvester, you just said boning, which means you ain't too black for nothing.
well, he.
I mean, you black. You mean you too black? But I'm saying, y'all know what I mean.
You physically black, but she talking about your swag ain't black.
Hold on, since we are on adulterers, can we talk about Chris Paul?
Oh, dog, Chris Paul just he caught us straight for no reason.
He sure did.
How you gonna explain that to Miss?
Hey, hold on. Hey, Chance, Tito said check the cash out.
Tito donating to the Shauna Davis.
Wait, Tito, just come to Boston, Tito. Tito, just come to Boston. We'll kick it.
Now, Chance, check this out. Chance in charge of the money. Chance ain't even gonna let us know we got some money. We done had shady accounting practices already.
Oh, come on,
First
man.
of all,
come on,
accounting,
man.
I would use the term accounting loosely. Y'all had Negroes counting money. That is not accounting.
I got the cash up on my other phone. I gotta check.
Oh Lord.
Lord. He lied.
Tito would have been better off sending me money.
Cuzzo, hit me up and let me know what it is to make sure the right amount going in.
Tito would have been better off
these Negroes.
He'd have been better off shooting me a cash out.
We're trying.
You know you gonna go to Applebee's with Shauna.
We want to get Shauna a date, so hit that cash out. $ Rip 28 podcast.
Hey,
you can only go to Applebee's though.
If Tito put money in there, I got a feeling this about to be disrespectful. He done put
75.
3 cents.
No, man. No, I ain't gonna do him like that.
But
we appreciate anything because
I
think this
check this though. Getting back to Chris Paul. Come on, man.
Dog.
So my intel says that this isn't news. That Ye just told us about this, but that people in the NBA are well aware that Chris Paul has been with his ex-wife.
Wow.
That's what my intel says.
No, hold on. Ex-wife.
Yes, that's his
ex. Kim is his ex-wife.
Chris Paul?
No.
Come on, Chance.
You said Chris Paul.
We already said Chance was in the CCC lab, so we gotta go slow for him.
And he was 128 out of 130.
Yeah.
And that's in high school.
Hey, if y'all want to go there, I was number 63 out of 136.
Stop lying. Hey,
I'm right in the middle.
That man said he was 128.
Kim said Alvin said Kim said he lying about that.
And we trust her. We
What's she
believe
gonna
her.
do?
I don't believe none
Go
of
ahead,
that.
Al. Al, go ahead with that mess. We do not believe her.
You ain't got it on tape like Ray J.
She
We know what Ray J did.
Hey, I'm with Tito. Kim belongs to the streets.
belongs to the street.
Everybody knew that
They
long
streets
time ago.
now. They streets paved in gold. She got her standards pretty high. Financially anyway.
Let me ask you a question, because I already know Chance and LeBron answer. They answer the
Oh
same
Lord.
as mine. Shauna, would you make a sex tape to have $1 billion, to have $1 billion empire?
Make a sex tape?
That's no guarantee.
To have $1 billion. I
No.
mean, if you know the result, if you know you're gonna have $1 billion empire, would you have a sex tape at 25?
I hate how he act like Shauna's the only one with some morals on this show. He just
Yeah,
Chance
he-
and LeBron.
Come on, Brian.
Yeah, he gonna say.
You would make a sex tape for a sticker body.
He gonna say he know how.
No, sir.
Pizza Snickers.
No.
One of the
Yeah.
mini Snickers. It was shit you wouldn't even make one for a king size thing. Oh, she gonna give me a mini Snickers? Let's do it, girl. Let go.
Let's get that straight.
I'm kind of a prude. I definitely wouldn't do a sex tape for $1 billion. I mean, I wouldn't do a sex tape for nothing, but
that's a requirement in my relationship.
Well,
we don't. TMI.
I say I wouldn't do it, but you have to ask your significant other what they think about it. Hey, it's so if they say yeah, and you like,
no, she made this. She wasn't married to nobody. She was chilling. She made a sex tape.
You talking about some random person?
So Sly, if a woman tells you she doesn't want to do a sex tape, then you're not going to be involved with her?
No, yeah, of course I'm gonna hit it, because that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But I always ask. You know, I'm amateur videographer.
You an amateur, all right.
You're right. You're right.
This Negro say always
you're right. But I always ask.
Lord, never mind.
Look at here, man. You not
hey, Sean, you got some holy water over there you can sprinkle around.
I ain't wasting my holy water on that food.
You're not gonna get nothing if you don't ask. You ain't gonna get nothing if you don't ask. So I always ask.
Hey, what's that? Yin twins, close mouth don't get fed. So don't mind
Exactly,
asking.
man.
First of all, the Yin Twins did not coin that phrase. That man said the Yin Twins. I'm done.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, though.
I know the song you're talking about, Chance. I know what you're talking about.
Hey,
But here's the thing, though,
Chance is
Sean.
a plum
Back
idiot.
to the point.
About the Yin.
Hey, Aaron said he make a sex tape for a steak 48.
Shocking.
Hey, what it gonna be, medium or you gonna be well done? Which one? We need to know.
No.
We've gone off the rails. I feel like
Hold on.
Number 128 down here is on a different level tonight. Come on, 128. Bring it back.
He talking about he wouldn't call it a sex tape. It would be an artistic reality moment of passion. Nah, I make sex tape.
Hey, I got kids.
Boy.
They might see that.
What? Listen, let me see. How did we go off the railings here?
If we got $1 billion, I wouldn't care if my kids seen it.
Whatever, dog. You crazy.
If my kid walk into my room and go and check my computer, he might see it anyway. So what the fuck I care about it if I got $1 billion?
Nah,
boy.
He unlocked my
Remind me next time I'm in Atlanta, don't touch your computer.
Don't touch
I don't want no.
Hell, don't sit on the couch.
Don't sit on the couch.
Hey, he got to press the key 3 times because it's sticky as a mother.
Come on, man.
You can't even type.
Hey, look here. Let's be. Here's the thing. Y'all are ostracizing me and talking about me. But this is something everybody has done. Everybody done take themselves in the act before. It done happened. But what happened with her, it got out. Now, whether or not that she set it up on purpose and they had a film crew or whatever, I don't know all of that detail. like Ray J said, it was a purposely thing made to get out there, but everybody has done it. But
I hadn't slapped. I ain't never did it, man.
Everybody ain't done it.
well,
Everybody ain't just
go ahead and lie for the people. Go ahead and lie for the people. It's tapes. Everybody done took because phones is too easy to access. So I refuse to believe I'm the only person who done took out my phone and done recorded. Well, you know, I had.
Yeah, we're not
shoulder
saying you
camera.
the only one.
I'm a veteran. I've been doing it for a while.
We just saying you might be the only one at this show. On this show. That's all we saying.
Thank you. Thank you, Tito. Thank you, Tito. Talking about
Tito,
we all got footage or pictures. Y'all lying like a mug. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I think Slide was specifically saying everybody's made a sex tape. I think pictures are different.
But pictures or a video. You recorded a video. I don't have
Hey, pictures the worst though, because I remember my mom and dad found some pictures like I was like, I don't know who took them pictures.
So they saw your shortcomings.
Check this out. I'm gonna have to block my mama from this episode, but shout out to my homeboy Jay Little. Jay Little took one for the team. I had a girl send me some scantily clad photos of herself, and it dropped out of my coat as we were walking out of my mama's house. And Jay said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Williams, that was bad." Jay took one for the team, man. I love Jay. Took one for the team.
Wait, she mailed you some pictures?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a chick I used to mess with in Kentucky. She had mailed them back home.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Okay. Our roast beef sandwiches.
What?
Looking nasty.
Good.
Oh, come on, man.
Looking nasty.
Okay, can we move on? Because I don't want to think about Sylvester with no phone.
Here go a good quote though right here. OnlyFans, women are actively trying to get famous for being naked. It's like these things right here though, you got women who are capitalizing on their body, capitalizing on their sexuality, and they're becoming multimillionaires.
But nobody's arguing against. First of all, don't be taking us someplace we weren't. We weren't talking about OnlyFans and women capitalizing on faith. That happens every day. That's older than time. Women have always tried to make money off their body.
That's the oldest.
The world's oldest profession. We know what that is.
But the question was originally, if you knew that you could have $1 billion industry, $1 billion company, or be worth $1 billion by making a sex tape when you was 25, would you do it?
And no.
I think you're lying.
If I was 20, 19, 20.
Okay, well, you got married at 21, so you got
24, 20.
So 23.
So 25, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, 25.
But 22, 23, you all
22,
in.
23.
Maybe 20.
You would be right there.
Maybe.
You would be
That
right there,
boy,
man.
see, Sly they ain't gonna get to see much of Sly. His will be a 30-second video and he a billionaire. So
and you gotta have real good lighting.
You gotta have the camera there for Sly.
Hey, shout out, Jay. Jay just popped back on. Jay, you need to when we release it on YouTube, you got about a 2-minute segment. We talk about you, how you took one for the team, for the homie. I appreciate you. We upload this on YouTube. You gotta go and check out the whole thing. But yeah, man. Hey, that's $1 billion. Who actually clowning her for that sex tape now? Who clowning her?
Everybody brings it up every time they talk about her.
Okay.
And she gets upset about it. Like, why are y'all still talking about this? So So Tito says it'll be forgotten. People still bring it up to this day. What's your point in asking the question?
Check this out.
Well, that's the point that she did that. People still talk about it, but she came
But he
up
said
off
it.
of
But he said it like people aren't still talking about
it. Yeah, true. But like I said, I miss you.
128. 128.
What's 128?
Chance class rank in high school.
Oh yeah,
No, I told you I was 6'3" now. Don't do me like that.
128 out of 136.
You just ain't double it like you were supposed to.
No,
But it's
Bron
okay.
said out of 130. He said that man was 128 out of 130.
Come on, man. Now why you bringing that back up? That's old news, Shauna.
My bad.
That's old.
Chance said he was middle of the road, 63.
Hey, that's just because I didn't apply myself as I could have.
No, you got out of the advanced classes, right?
Yeah, y'all
after 9 weeks.
Y'all had to do homework, man. I ain't want to do no homework.
Look, and you got into Memphis anyway.
Barely, skin of the teeth.
What's the final result, Chance? What's the final result?
I graduated.
There it is.
Hey, like everything. I was right there at his graduation.
Okay, Erica, but don't.
Let me ask you a question, man. What they call the man who graduates last in medical school?
A doctor's line. A doctor.
So original.
Dr. Husband.
So there you go, man. There you go.
First of all, please don't put y'all in the category of doctors. Please.
Dr. Feel Good. If you would see my porno text, you would have known.
Such an idiot. Such an idiot.
Idiot.
He's a
damn. Hold on. All right, let's bring it here. Bring it back.
Are we still live on Facebook?
Yeah.
We still live, man. We still live. We got the folk out there watching, man. Shout out to Olivia.
We need to get Tito up in here. One week.
Tito got an open invite, man. I done told Tito whenever Tito ready to come on, Tito got an open invite to come on the Rip 28 podcast, man.
Make us call you by your whole name.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Don't do it like that. Don't call him by his whole name. The government.
Government.
Man, check this, man. In honor of, well, it's about that time. It's time for us to wrap it up, man. Time for us to wrap it up, go home. So what we like to do, we like to always take a walk down the 90s block. Take a walk down the 90s block where we reminisce on some things from the 90s. Now, some people, what Shauna wanted to use, she wanted to use a porno category, but I'm not going to use that. We're not going to do that one.
Had to tell her no.
We're not going to do that. But in honor of 21 Savage and Nas making up and coming together and forming a song after 21 Savage called Nas Irrelevant, we're going to take a 90s block. Out of your 90s block, who was your favorite New York 90s rapper? We're going to go Noriega, Nas, Jay-Z, or Biggie. Who was your favorite 90s New York rapper out of that?
All right. You gotta go with Biggie. I go with Biggie.
You go with Biggie?
Yeah, Biggie was the man. His career was not long, but he was very impactful in a short time. He was there. As
I said earlier in one of our podcasts, Biggie may have been one of the most overrated rappers.
I remember you saying that, but we never know. We'll never know because he didn't live that long.
All right, me personally, I'm gonna say Nas because I love the storytelling. I love anybody who can write a rap and tell a story in reverse. I advise everybody to go and listen to Rewind, one of the greatest raps of all time. The way he he rapped the story of Rewind in reverse. Great.
Are those my only options? Because my
Those are-
favorite 90s rapper from New York
From
was
New
Method
York,
Man.
gotta be New York.
Was Method Man, because he fine.
METHOD, man.
Man, yes.
Oh,
Hey, you get off my clock. Yeah, Method Man was my favorite 90s New York
You just
rapper.
say because he fine.
Correct.
Not because he can rap.
He didn't say who was the best rapper. He said who was your favorite.
Who was your favorite?
Come on, Chad.
I gotta go
What we
with
gonna
Sly.
do is we gonna stick
I'm
to the
going with
script.
Sly. Sly, I'm going with Nas. It was written, man. It was
Escobar.
Nasty.
I can't be mad at that. I like Nas too. But
And Nas fine too. I like chip tooth Nas better than fixed tooth Nas, because that's the whole other conversation.
We talk about these
you
people's
want
skills.
you want old chip too.
Wait a minute.
You wanna-
Aaron just said Nas, but
You wanna
Biggie
cut him
is
up?
overrated. I might need to give him my speech on why Nelly could have been the greatest rapper.
Oh,
No, not
we
tonight.
ain't
Not
we
tonight.
ain't got
Not tonight.
time. We ain't got time.
Who got time for that?
Well,
No.
check this. If you don't
Look.
have time,
Boo.
you can always go and check our archives. Go and check our archives and go make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can go and look on our playlist, on our YouTube clips, on the clips of the show. And we have a clip saying Biggie is overrated. Go and check out.
Unpopular
Biggie
opinion.
is o-
Unpopular
oh,
opinion.
Hey man, we about to ban AA Ron. AA Ron full of shit. We gonna ban him from the chat. But check this, man.
man.
Hey,
No.
we gonna wrap this thing up, man. Pardon shots. El Presidente, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Hey, Deion, you better do your thing at Colorado because they'll fire you up 2 years if you don't.
Hashtag facts.
What
That leash is
No, you
leash
gotta
is
put
real
the
short.
machine. You gotta
Oh,
put
the
the machine.
Hey, but the one thing about it is that marijuana is legal in Colorado, so he gonna get all the dudes who couldn't go to other schools that want to smoke
Really,
weed.
Really,
Hey, he
Chance.
just got a 4-star recruit that's already said he's going up there.
Yeah, he might get some ballers that just like Chief all the time.
All right. What about
Good
you,
job. Hey, Ron.
S. Dot? Any pardon shots for you?
It's commas. It's commas.
Whatever.
It's commas.
Like I always say, love on your people, man. It's the holiday season. There are people who don't have family. There are people who are longing for family. It's tough for people who are grieving. Just make sure you reach out and check on your people. I'm coming home to the Met for Christmas. Let's get up. Who gonna be there? I'm gonna be there for about 4 or 5 days.
Ain't nobody coming out.
There's no more Applebee's. There's no more Applebee's on the river. So where are we going? Let's make it happen.
Going to the one on Harbison. We're going on the one on Harbison.
Yo, that was my brother's spot. My brother, may he rest in peace, love that Applebee's on Harbison. So check on your people, man. Make sure you are reaching out to folks again who are grieving and who don't have people, missing loved ones, longing for people. This is a tough time of year for people. So just love on your people.
And what about you, Prime Time Brown?
Primetime Brown. I was gonna say what Shauna said. Man, it's the holiday season. We don't know what folk are going through. You never know what a phone call or kind words or a hug, handshake could do for somebody. So be kind to each other, man, and let's uplift. If it's only one person, let's uplift somebody this holiday season.
Well, check this, man. I appreciate all those great words to the great people out there, man. This is the Rip 28 podcast, man. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking on the Rip 28 podcast. And I want to let everybody know, everybody out there, you can be a star. Just set the camera up in a nice angle that'll get all of your angles. Go and upload it to OnlyFans. You can be a star. We'll see you next week on the Real 28.
Hope you understand I am not your enemy, nor will I pretend to be. I got these guys like Austin, so all I can see is a bunch of enemies. These people is killing me, really, though y'all some lame actors. On the ball the chain player, the
commander.
slave master.
Come on,
Pray to
man.
Heavenly Father, we remain
Command
bastards.
the
But you
land.
can't pass us, and you can't assassinate. People probably hate the day I was born. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till my final
Can't
form.
find